at the start in the first quarter, but they challenged you in that second and third quarter. What was that? The response that you got when they got to that 4 points, was that what most pleased you about this ball game, particularly with Kendrick in foul trouble?
I just think after the last game we played and the role that we've been on, one of the things you're challenging is complacency or a down. And a lot of energy left the building the other night, a lot of emotion. And I've been in this game a long time. This is scary, coming against your arch rival. They haven't had the season they wanted. They get a last punch. And you walk into here, and I was worried about those aspects. And from start to finish, I knew they'd make runs at us. They've got that type of team. They've got that type of talent. But as far as the communication on the court, the huddles, the pressure on the ball, the pace, it was consistent for 40 minutes, and we got contribution as you go through this and are hoping to get to series. The bench is so important. So over these last 3 or 4 games, we had it during injuries, and we haven't let those guys go as we've brought guys back into this. So tonight, Tyler, tonight, TC, tonight, Watch, a little bit of Brucey. All of that is really important for us moving forward. So I didn't really look at the scoreboard. I just kind of was coaching the glass, the pressure on the ball, the communication, the hustle, and it was there all night.
Was that by design, the fact you decided to just let it play out when they were making that big run, to 4, and you didn't call a timeout at that stage? Was that kind of just let the guys work through it in that kind of situation?
I thought there was nothing really for me to say. I mean, there was, I thought, and I didn't feel like they were tired. I just thought it was the momentum of the game. I did eventually call one out of concern, and then the main thing that I was getting was constant communication from the coaching staff about fouls, because that was getting a little bit scary. We had 3 main pieces on 2 early, and then KD getting a 4th is a scary one, especially when they're making that run. So that was the main communication.
You were able to rest KD the entire 4th quarter. I mean, was it, look, you don't want to you start playing and get a 4th foul, but you kind of feel like with a really tough game coming up at home on Sunday, it was a bit of a blessing in disguise to actually rest him, and he only played 25 minutes in the game. Certainly
not any part of the plan, but certainly helpful anytime. He's been carrying such a heavy load in all aspects. It's like he got something for everybody, but that piece is really helps the other pieces in who they're rotating, what they do, that's there when you're putting the lineups together. So it is hard, and for most of the season, very much like Bryce, has not been in foul trouble. And this year, I think Bryce fouled out of one. So it's something that we're constantly aware of, and that substitution was great, and the fact that we didn't have to bring him in was great.
Goorjian, coach championship winning teams, you coach the Hawks. What are some of the lessons you think Illawarra can learn after a season like they've just had?
Illawarra? It's really hard to. I went through a period of time. This is me, not talking them. I think one of the hardest things I've ever done in coaching is having a mindset of winning a championship and the next one, and the whole. Are you defending the championship? Are you in pursuit of another one? You're recruiting. All of that stuff is challenging. All I know is I've been here for 2 years, and a lot of those guys I've coached, and just tremendous admiration for them. tremendous admiration for their coach because he's done something that no one's been able to do. Bring it up a little bit down, but take it over the line and win one. And what you learn, I think, and I keep saying this for everyone, all the coaches are, this one's going to be out, this one's going to be out. What people don't, anyone can beat anyone, and an injury here or a sickness there. I have nothing for them other than there's a respect there. We were concerned tonight, and I know there's a way forward. And great coach, a lot of good players, and tremendous respect for their owner, who I work for, and have a strong friendship there.
You've talked about this thing being a dogfight pretty much from when you were 3 and 5. Do you feel like even with the 9 straight wins, that the mentality of this group, that they've gone into kind of this playoff mentality right now, and that every game is a playoff game essentially, especially how close 1, 2, 3 is right now, and the impact home court throughout the playoffs could make for your group?
It's moved from embarrassment, and are we gonna be able to get in the 6? Because that looked very nasty at the start of the year, and we're in a hole.
Yeah.
To, hey, we've got a chance of doing more. To man, like, this is special. We tick a lot of boxes here. Let's win one. Let's try to win one. And I don't have to keep repeating. I never talk about it, but they all know positioning's everything. And now we've gotten to this point where there's 4 or 5 games left, and we know, hey, you're looking at it. It could swing to where you're 5th. And if you're 5th, we could have lost 5 or 6 games, and it didn't. That's 5th. But if you win the next couple, now that 11-game run or 10-game run is pretty special to take you right to the semifinals. So we're playing as opposed to, hey, you can lose one here or there. Let's stay in it and move forward to about the last 6 games, looking at that ladder and going, let's wind this thing up and let's go. And there's been a tremendous amount of energy and lift when Torrey Craig came. And you turn around, I remember when Chris Williams, I was looking at Shane Hill, and Chris Williams walks through the door and go, ooh, we got a chance now. And a guy like that walks in, the professionalism, the camaraderie has gotten tighter. And it's that's a really hard thing to do at this time of year, to land one, and we've landed a good one.
What does it look like for you tomorrow? Obviously preparing for a Perth team that's also been in extremely good form and poses a significant threat to you guys. Even though I know you blew them out the last time, but you know yourself, it's going to be a different Perth team you're going to face on Sunday.
Right now, the last on these Fridays, Sundays,
yeah.
And if you look what's gone on, I have on a board, rest is your friend. So every time, let's get together and let's have them walk through. No. Bring them in. No. We can shoot. No. So we'll come in just maybe 45 minutes prior to when we normally do, and do what we would have done on the day before the game, just with film, and touch A, B, and C, clarity, rest. There's a few important points that are your friend, and I think that keeps the emotion in these guys together. You're not breaking their spirit. You're not getting them tied. They're in. So we're going to rest tomorrow.
Red wine around the pool, yes.
Little steak too, a little steak.
With the view of the games to come, there was a moment where they were hanging around. Tyler Harvey's foul was upgraded. There was a little push there from Xavier, and you raced in and said, time out, time out. What was you thinking at that moment, and what did you say to the troops? Why was it important to call the time out there and have your message?
There's no doubt in my mind that when you're doing what we're doing, there's an edge when we're playing against bumping them up and down the floor, laying them down when they go down, and you're 25 points down. It's coming. They got nothing to lose. And after what took place in the last game, as we move forward, lessons learned, huddle up. And I keep going, and this is what it falls on me. I am the coach, so they concentrate on playing. All this stuff that goes on around it falls on me. And it hasn't changed from the start of the season. Whatever's gone on now is I pulled him in and said, Deli, huddle him up, no talking, no retaliation, I've got you.
Your MVP tonight, football player of the game, played barely half a game. He had 24 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. He seems to be doing it in second, third gear, Kendrick Davis. How much more do you feel KD has to give in the big games to come?
I think he's, it's not a 35-year-old man or a 33-year-old man that's maintaining. This kid's getting better, and he's all about the thing I've loved from the day we walked in. He's nervy. Are you covering all your bases, coach, to win this thing? He wants to win it, and he's gonna, I think there's more to come. And I also think from our group, I'm just being honest, I don't think we've scratched TC comfort with us yet, and everybody knowing where to get him the ball, him knowing who can shoot, that hasn't even come into play yet. In the top 4 teams in this, you're going to have that in a series. We were light in the pants. We didn't have enough numbers. I feel now, I look down the bench, we're in the battle.
Thanks, George.
Thank you.
Good on you, George.